See, this interview that you are going for, you must pass it though. You must pass. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Couscous. In this video, I want to share vital tips on what you should do and how best you should prepare for your Chevening Scholarship Application Interview. So if you're looking forward to going for a Chevening Scholarship interview, or if you've applied to any other scholarship and you know that you're going to do an interview before you are selected, then you do need to keep watching this video, because the tips I'm going to share here applies across board. In fact, the tips will also be applicable to you if you're going for a job interview, so you definitely do need to keep watching. While I'm going to be sharing tips on what you should do to best prepare for your Chevening interview, at the end of this video I'm going to tell you guys one thing that I did that I know that if I didn't do that thing, I wouldn't have had the Chevening scholarship. So you definitely do need to stick around to the end of this video so that you won't miss that tip. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, you should do well to subscribe. Come on guys, subscribe to my channel. Because there's so much value for you here. I talk about career advancement, postgraduate studies in the UK, so many things that is going to help you. And even if you think that I haven't covered any topic that you are interested in, you can always drop a comment in the comment section and I'm going to do a video just for you. If I don't know about your field, I would definitely bring someone to this channel to talk about what you need. And I really want to appeal to you watching me right now to always endeavor to click the like button whenever you watch my video, especially because when you click the like button, it shows YouTube that the video is good content, and it also shows me that you guys appreciate my content. Because if you all just come watch and go, no comments, no likes, no shares, it just shows me that you guys don't appreciate the content is not of help to you, and I may stop making content like this. So if contents like this are useful to you, always click the thumbs up button and then drop a comment in the comment section, because that way I know the kind of content you need and I can serve you better. So let's get right into the video. So the very first thing you should know is that when your application outcome comes out, now I'm talking about the Chevening application, you're going to be notified via email. Dear ABC, we are pleased to inform you that your application has been progressed to the next level. They'll tell you all the things that they need you to know, and they will give you instructions to book the interview. Guys, the interview slots usually go so fast. I need you henceforth to be watching your email consistently, so that when that email drops, of course, which I know is going to drop because you're going to be selected, because you used to watch my videos and you used to implement all the tips that I gave out in this video, so I know you're going to be selected. So when you get that email, you need to hurry up to your portal to schedule your interview. Why am I saying this? If you delay, you may end up selecting interview slots that are not favorable to you. If you go on your portal when there are still so many dates, so many slots, you're going to select a most favorable date and time for you, the one that will not clash with your studies or job, business, depending on whatever you do. But if you only get to find out your email maybe at night or the next day, and so many people have already booked interview slots, you'll find out that the interview slots that are remaining will be probably those ones that are very late in the evening when people are so tired, or the slots that people don't just like to book, and you will now go and take the remnants. I don't want that for you. So guys, please ensure that you still have the login details to your Chevening application portal. If you don't have your login details now, please go and change it. Go and do forgotten password so that they send you a new password, so that you can log into your application portal anytime, any day, to book your interview on time. But once you have booked your interview, you need to ensure that all your documents are ready. This is the time that you must get your reference letters. If you didn't upload your reference letters before, by 15 February, or I'm going to confirm the date and put it in the description box, the date that you're supposed to include or upload your reference letter. After that date, you are late, and no matter how best you performed, if your reference letters are not there, they're not going to give you their scholarship because you don't obey instructions. So make sure that your reference letters are up there. Make sure you have the hard copies as well, because you don't know whenever they'll tell you go and scan it and send to us, or if your interview is going to be physical, they may say bring it with you. So get all your documents ready, your reference letters, international passport. You need also as a professional passport photograph, because they are going to ask you to upload your biodata in your portal. So I need you to get these things ready so that it shows that you are ready for them, you are prepared. Now this takes me to one of the most important information that I have for you in this video. When you have booked your interview date, I need you to give yourself time to prepare. Chevening interview is not one that you wake up in the morning and go for without preparing. It's not even one that you start preparing last week. No, you need to pick up your applications and read them all over again. This is because your application must have been very interesting and enticing to them for you to have been shortlisted. So many thousands of people applied for this scholarship. For you to have been shortlisted, it means they saw something in your application. I need you to absorb yourself in your application. Read it over and over and over again. Read it like you're going to write an exam. Of course, you're going for an interview, is more like an exam. They are going to scrutinize you based on what you wrote. And if you cannot defend it, they are going to just say that you didn't write it. So if you wrote your application, you have to know the nitty-gritty of that application. You have to know how to explain yourself. The things that you said in the application, you need to be able to articulate it orally. So you read your application every day. You look for the loopholes in your application. What is it that they are going to fault me in this application? Where is the knowledge gap that I need to fill? In your study in the UK essay, where is the knowledge gap? Why did you choose that course? Is there something you want to fix? Have you identified it? Have you identified a pattern, a target, a roadmap, how you intend to solve that problem? Because they're going to ask you. Don't think that you are in this journey alone. Most of the current Chevening scholars today, we had people prep us for the interview before we went. We didn't just wake up one morning and enter the interview room because, oh my God, my essay was selected, so I would make it. Do take note that almost half, if not 60% of the people who make it to the interview do not get selected, because it is only 1,500 candidates that are going to be selected as scholars after all that application. So if you must scale through to make it to one of those 1,500 people, you have to be very deliberate about it. What do I mean? During my time, I had to meet like past scholars. I met like 4 different past scholars to coach me for my interview. Guys, let me tell you that every experience was different. If I meet A, she will tell me different things based on her experience. When I meet B, she will tell me different things based on her experience. And all of this, I was collating the ideas, I was collating the questions, I was collating the information they were giving me, because different scholars have different experiences. Different panelists are going to throw different questions at you. So these people have the experience. Let me give you a tip. Some past scholars also review Chevening applications. So if you're lucky enough, if you're fortunate enough to get a past scholar who has maybe in the past years reviewed applications or have been part of the interview panel, they are going to know how to coach you. Guys, I cannot overemphasize the need for preparation and coaching. They are going to ask you questions that they were once asked, and they are going to tell you how to answer them. Of course, they are scholars, so they know how to do it. So don't think that you're going to sleep and then just be preparing by yourself. It is good to prepare by yourself. Honestly, it is good. But the thing is that there are so many things that you don't know. There's so many information that you don't know. Me, even after being selected as a scholar, there are so many things I didn't know until I joined the Chevening Nigerian scholars. I saw so many information. I was like, wow. What happened? Where was I? Even when I was speaking to so many people, I still didn't get all the information. What about you? This time you need to hustle. You need to be like deliberate. You need to be brutal. You need to go all out for it, because you may approach different scholars and they don't have time to coach you. You need to keep searching. Go to Instagram, go to LinkedIn, go and search for Chevening scholars and politely request for them to coach you, especially the people in your field. If you applied to study engineering, it may be difficult for me to coach you as a lawyer. This is because I may not know the loopholes in your application. I may not know the loopholes in your field, the difficulties in your field. But when somebody in your field coaches you, the person can identify the things that you need to make your application top notch. I know a colleague of mine who is doing media. In his panel, a top media guy was there. So as he was analyzing and explaining the challenges in his field, the guy really understood. In fact, the guy became his mouthpiece. He was confirming what he was saying. And imagine you don't get somebody in your field to coach you, somebody that is already practicing in that field, that understands the nitty-gritty in that field. This is what I'm saying. Meanwhile, not everybody who coached me were lawyers. Why did I do that? I did that because I needed to simplify my application. When a lawyer listens to me, the person picks up immediately, understands what I'm talking about. But because your panelists are going to be between 3, 4, or 5 panel members, they are all not going to be in your field. So you need to be able to articulate your point in such a way that a layman will understand what you're saying. What do I mean? When I was explaining the problems in the dispute resolution sector in my field, it was so simple in such a way that the people who were not, in fact, it was just one person who was a lawyer on my panel. And the other two, even the moderator was not a lawyer. But I broke it down in simple terms and used, I always tell you guys, storytelling is a technique. Storytelling. Break it down in simple terms such that the person who doesn't have any idea about your field would know what you're talking about. The person can feel your pain. The person can see through you. Why articulation is very important is because you can do a good write-up, a good essay, but when you cannot articulate it, it gives a wrong impression to your interviewer. They may think that you were not the one that wrote your essay, and that is the beginning of your issues, because they don't want that. They want people who can write their essay, defend it. They want people who can elaborate on what they wrote on. This is why you need to be articulate, and you cannot be articulate if you just picked up your essay 3 days to the interview day. You may not be able to be fluent, you may not be able to be articulate, but when you meet past scholars to coach you, the first thing they're going to ask you of is your application. And then as you read it, you present it again to them. They read it, they identify the loopholes, they tell you what to do. They'll tell you, okay, I can see what made your essay scale through. Oh, I see the part that you're likely to fumble if you go to the interview. Like for me, I tell you guys, I've said this over and over again, my networking essay was a mess. It was a mess. It was when I met past scholars to review and coach me for the interview that they drew my ear. Madam, you cannot repeat this thing at the interview because you're not gonna go anywhere. They know what to do. They're gonna advise you properly. That is why you need coaches. Another thing that my coaches did, we had like a mock interview. Like a day to my interview, I had like a mock interview. Man, you know the saying that it's better to prepare to chew bone or to encounter bone, and then you are given milk to eat. That was what happened, because when she was asking me questions left, right, center, I was tensed. As she asked me, as I tried answering, she would tell me, okay, this is how you present your problem in a way that they will understand. I had the ideas in my head, but I didn't know how to present it properly. When you identify the issue, the task, the solution, I didn't know how to present it that way, but she had to tell me, this is how you present your application in such a way that they understand, they identify the issue and the things that you want to do to solve those problems. So guys, this is why coaching is very important. Make sure you don't go into an interview hall without being coached. Even if you're going for a job interview, get somebody who has worked in that firm to coach you. If you're going for an admission or a postgraduate interview, get someone who has been in that school to coach you. Before I got to Queen Mary University of London, I had a colleague who schooled here. He can testify. I was always in his DMs. Even till today, I'm still in his DM, because people that have gone ahead of you know better. Even if you think they are not as smart as you, for the fact that they have been on that journey before, they always know what to tell you and how to guide you. So that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying come and bug my DMs. with coaching requests because I can only but coach a few. Don't forget that I'm studying. I am studying. Don't come and bug my DMs. But if you drop questions in this video, if you drop questions on any of my videos, you guys know that I used to respond. I always respond. In fact, I respond on YouTube faster than any other of my social media pages. So if you have a question, the first thing you should do is drop it in the comment section and I'll answer you. The next thing you should do is to find out if your interview is going to be online, what platform is going to be. If it's going to be offline, what is the address? What will it take you to get there? I know that if the interview is physical, it's usually scheduled in Lagos, Abuja, or the capital city of your country, depending on where you're watching me from. And if it is online, good for you. You can stay anywhere to do that interview. So know the platform, download it into your system. I already shared the story of a breakdown of how my interview went and everything that I took into consideration. If you haven't watched that video, you should do that after this video, definitely, so that you will get to learn what I did and everything you need to do during your interview based on how my interview experience went. And then you need to know if it's online, you need to get your devices ready, internet, sound, and everything. If you would like to change your university, I already shared in my last video what you should do if you want to switch your university that wasn't in your Chevening application. You can actually do that, and you can only do that at the interview. If you don't do it at the interview, you cannot change your universities. So I already dropped that tip in that video. You should go and watch it so you know what to do. When you have done all the things I have said, you're going to be able to gather the interview questions. This channel is here to also offer that mentoring and coaching for you. I may not be able to do it one-on-one, but the tips I share on this channel are such that even if this channel was the only avenue you had, you would still get it right. For even coming here to watch this video, it means you are on the right track. So guys, those are the things that you should do. And before I go, the bonus tip that I promised to give you for staying to the end of this video. So I promised to tell you guys the one thing that I did to get me to where I am today, to become a Chevening Scholar, because I know that if I didn't do it, I would have talking about being fluent, talking about being articulate. When I meet any particular person, I write down the questions that they ask me, I write down their experiences. At the end of all of that, I actually sat down on my computer, I typed out all those questions, and I wrote out the way I was going to answer them. Note, guys, that you are not going to go and vomit everything that you wrote in your application at the interview. Each essay in the application was just merely 500 words. 500 words is just one page. When you are speaking, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, you've exhausted 500 words, trust me. And your interview is going to be for an hour. You are going to talk. You are going to shalaye. In Nigeria, shalaye means explain. You're going to explain yourself. You're going to show okay. Lend your voice. You're gonna talk. So if you don't gather what you're going to say based on research, based on information that you have found, whether online, in person, how are you going to be articulate? See, I wrote down all these questions. I answered them the way I was advised to answer based on all the tips they gave me. I answered them chronologically, the way I wanted to answer. I wrote it down. In fact, okay, I didn't print it. I think I printed it. I printed it because I know that sometimes I will read it on my system, other times I am looking at it. Do you know what your mind and your eye does for you? When you're looking at something over and over again, it's like picture in picture, it just picks it up. So after I had written the answers the way I wanted it and the way I felt like it was going to be sufficiently answered, I used them, I read them over and over and over again in such a way that they were already internalized in my system. Men, when I got to the interview, once they asked me this question and I know that, oh, I had that question prepared, I already have a mental idea of how I want to answer it. And I answered it that way. If I don't finish, you cannot stop me. Who are you? Even when they asked me, tell us about yourself, I had a chronological order of how I wanted to answer that question. And that was how I answered it because I'm not going to say I memorized it, no, but I knew the pattern and everything I wanted to say based on the order of importance. So I made it in such a way that if I am speaking and they stop me, it is only the least important information that I will not share. I started sharing the best information. When they asked me, tell us about yourself, I started talking about my leadership qualities, my name, my academic qualification, how the fact that I made a first class, and the fact that I have work experience in so and so places, the fact that I started talking about my leadership capacity, my leadership qualification, because that is most important to them. Then I started talking about the things I do as a leader to influence people, because they need people that influence others. If you remember, I cannot forget those questions now. Chevening is looking for leaders who are capable of influencing people in their field. Explain how you do this. So I started with leadership because I know they are interested. And then I now talked about the different things I have been doing over time to show. Before I now went into personal details. By the time I got to very personal things, it was already, they now said, okay, that's fine, thank you. And by that time, it was only the least information that probably they didn't even need, but I already supplied the most important. So this is the thing that you need to do. Write it down. Oh my God. The Bible says, write the vision, make it plain, so that you may run with it and not faint. If you don't write it, how will you run with it? God, guys, I feel like if you put in the work, trust me, you're going to get out the result. I'm not saying that if you do this, you're going to get the scholarship, but that was what I did and I got it. You interpret that for yourself. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that this bonus tip was very helpful to you, because I don't always hide anything from you guys. I need you to get to where I am and even more forward. If you're applying to another scholarship that is not Chevening, apply these tips. Look for people who are past scholars. They know better than you. They know what they did to take them to where they are. If you're going for a job interview, do the same. If you're applying to school, do the same. Contact people who are in that school, and you would not regret it, because it is always better. You are better informed, and these things will guide you. Let me know if you have any questions. Put it down in the comment section. And guys, if this video has been of help to you, do not forget to like, do not forget to subscribe. This is because the subscription is free. I am the one doing the work here. I put in the time, I put in the effort to put out this content so that it will help you. You can only show support by liking and by subscribing. When you drop a comment, I know that, oh, this content was helpful to you and you are interested in knowing more, and I'm gonna answer your questions. But when you don't watch my videos, when you don't show support, when you don't like, when you don't comment, when you don't share, and you come into my DM making demands, how do you expect me to answer you when the efforts I am putting in is not even appreciated? So you see what I'm talking about? So that's the reason you need to support this channel, by sharing the content and by putting into practice what you are learning. Don't just learn, please put them into practice. And thank you so much for staying tuned to the end of this video. Do well to watch other videos of mine. I'm gonna be sharing viral content. See, this interview that you are going for, you must pass it though. You must pass. So go on. I've made a couple of videos about my interview experience. I'm going to do more videos like that. Do well to keep up, watch, don't miss any. I wish you all the best. I'm rooting for you. God bless you. God open up doors for you, and God grant you the desires of your heart and make you the scholar that you want to be in no time. Until I catch you in my next video. Bye bye guys. Bye bye.